playbacks. Often I get the tail end when we do this particular time slot because we've already done members night today, which we did in the Northern Hemisphere, which a lot of the European and American markets have already watched. Having said that, this is the catch all for all. Now, if you were on this before we started live streaming a few seconds ago, guys, you would have heard the awesome theme song from Aaron Winders. And Aaron, we love it and thank you. I've also had some feedback saying, can we just change it up and put some more music on, which we will start doing now because my wife does say that once I find a song I like, we just play it and play it and play it and play it till it's like, turn it off. So we're going to mix it up with some other ones in between, guys. But we do love it. But yes, I probably could play it a little bit too much. So today, we've had members night already, which was actually Sergio and Aaron and Ryan at an earlier time slot. And the idea is this is the one that we live stream, so we get heaps of playbacks on YouTube and Facebook and all the rest of it. But with that in mind, I won't steal their thunder. I'm going to transfer this straight across so that you can hear it directly from all of these guys. And also, want to do me a favor too before we get into it. If you've had a great experience on new products, because they've all started arriving and we're getting rave reviews all over the world, let us know in the comments that you've tried the new products and what you love the most, because we've got lots of testimonials that are now coming in. You probably saw a few yesterday. There's more coming. We've even got more testimonials coming in with the new product look and feel. So internationally, across all languages, we'd love more and more and more of those. We're going to do something very creative with them in the official Facebook group soon. So the more, the merrier. Even if your face has been on a testimonial in the past, give us a sentence. What is it? What are the products you love the most? Someone said they love all the Neumi products. Which one and why? I can tell you, if you haven't worked it out already, I may have just topped myself up before the event. So we're pretty pumped. Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to Sergio Delamora, our Vice President of Sales. And he's not playing, and I don't know why. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Sergio, can you speak? Interesting. Give me a sec, guys. We're going to have to go to plan B, and that is I'll be singing to you. No, just joking. We will relaunch this one more time. Sergio, and then we will get it going in 10 seconds from now. So just bear with me for 2 seconds, guys. Saving, relaunching, and technology is our friend, so we'll be fine. Now, while I'm doing that, have you started typing in the chat what your favorite product is in the new stuff and sharing it with everybody in the field, because there's so much positive feedback about what's going on. And here we are. Sergio is back. Here we go. Two. And reminder, we have wordly translation here in the Zoom room at the very bottom, but only in the Zoom room, not on the rest of the channels out there. Okay.
A lot of fun being out in the field with Summit, with some of the meetings we have post-Summit. And, now the time has come where you're going to start seeing the calendar fill up, where the Diamond Momentum Tour is picking up now for the next few months, actually. So keep an eye out on that. On the back office, we added a new widget where you will see the calendar dates as well. And this will be an opportunity that will allow any member from Neumi, whether there's corporate presence or not, every time it will be on that official calendar that will be open to everybody, where they want to go learn about the opportunity, get to know some of the local leadership. So we can't wait to share that with you, as it's going to be a very busy month of September, October, going into November, and as we close out the year. So welcome. I want to make an announcement that we do have wordly translations available. So if you look on the chat, we have the link you can access right there for you. We'll make sure that's put up a few times during the presentation today. And in Spanish, if you rather not use wordly, our good friend from Panama, Alfredo Valls, is translating live as we speak for this session currently. So thank you again and welcome. It is my privilege at this time to welcome our CEO, Aaron Renner, who is here with us today. Welcome, Aaron.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Sergio. I'm glad to be here. And many of you may or may not know that I took a little small vacation with my family and had a holiday. And so I spent a week down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Absolutely loved being with the people there and my family, and of course just taking some time. And so you'll see that I'm very happy today, but maybe not as on my game as I'd like to be because I'm still in a little vacation mode. But at any rate, I'm happy to be here this with you today.
Well, thank you, Aaron. Well deserved. You've been working very hard, and I'm very glad that you had that opportunity with the family. And we're not slowing down. If anything, we're increasing the throttle because a lot of things are happening. Speaking of the momentum post summit, Aaron, we had two diamonds during the month of July. We're going to introduce you to one of them today, everyone, and then next week we'll introduce you to our other diamond. We had one out of Italy and one out of Mexico. So right now we're going to introduce our diamond, brand new diamond. Welcome to the club. Our CEO here is to give you the official welcome. So please join us, Mr. Ettore Casati. And Aaron, please take over from here, my friend. I'll go ahead and hide and bring Ettore.
Well, thank you very much. And Ettore, congratulations. If I'm not mistaken, you are a world champion wrestler. Somebody that that knows how to pick people up and throw them on the ground and be able to show everybody how young you are. But it was amazing, and here's why I say this. Because one of the things that Ettore told me when he came up on stage the very first time I met him was that he would continue to climb and climb and climb and build this company the way that it needs to be built and build it foundationally. And that's what we saw with Ettore. He has the drive, he has the passion, he has the ability to do so much. And because of his background, because of his experience, it was no question, Ettore, that you were going to ride and just run right up the ranks. And so I want to congratulate you on being an incredible ambassador to Neumi, to building your community and to just validating everything about what we're doing. I'm so proud of you. So I want to congratulate you, Ettore.
Yeah, sorry. Ettore, allora il nostro presidente Aaron dice che è molto contento di te e che si ricorda di te che probabilmente fai wrestler perché hai così tanta forza da sollevare le persone e ha sempre saputo che quando ti ha visto la prima volta che ce l'avresti fatta, che sei determinato, che hai una grandissima energia e quindi se vuoi aggiungere qualcosa, farò questa breve traduzione per te. And by the way, Aaron, Ettore he did his diamond in just 4 months. It's unbelievable, and he is 77 years old, so it's a super fast diamond.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Ettore,
Very, very impressive.
vuoi dire qualcosa? Sono pronto per tradurti.
Come?
Vuoi dire qualcosa? Sono pronto
Devo
per
dire
tradurti.
qualcosa?
Sì, se vuoi aggiungere qualcosa.
Sì. Allora, questo qui è il razzo Neumi.
So this one is a Neumi
Vedete?
rocket.
Oh.
Esto es, sì, el raso de Neumi.
Sì. E dentro c'è
Perfetto.
l'energia, vedi che c'è l'energia dentro.
And
Oh,
inside, and as you can see, from within, you can see the energy, our energy.
sono partito, sono partito come un razzo, sono partito, hai capito?
So it started like a rock. Sì. Se hai qualcos'altro da aggiungere?
Devi diventare...
Della tua esperienza, Neumi?
Sì, allora, sì, allora, come ho conosciuto Neumi? Una mia amica ha aperto la porta e l'ho vista che aveva 10 anni in meno.
So,
E io ho deciso di fare questa attività solamente vedendo la mia amica e il cambiamento che aveva fatto.
So he started the
Vai.
Neumi. He decided to start with Neumi because he saw a friend of her when he opened the doors, and her friend looked 10 years younger. él tuvo la decisión de entrar en Numi cuando se dio cuenta que conoció a su amiga, cuando su amiga se fue a visitarlo y vio que tenía 10 años menos.
E poi
¿Sí?
quando gli ho chiesto cosa stava usando, che mi ha parlato del glutatione, avevo già deciso di fare questa attività.
And then when he started asking some questions, and her friends told him that she started with Numi, he decided right away to jumpstart in the business. Y cuando su amiga le dijo que estaba utilizando los productos de Numi, se dio cuenta,
Era
tomó la decisión
impazzito.
de meterse rápido en Numi, como este que le está enseñando.
Amazing.
Però devo dire grazie, devo dire grazie al mio sponsor Alessandro Generato, perché senza di lui e senza Davide non sarei mai arrivato diamante in 4 mesi. Grazie, grazie a voi.
But he needs to congratulate and be very happy to have such a big leadership, a strong leader. Is upline Alessandro Zanerato, who, by the way, did Diamond 2 months ago, and probably this month will do double diamond. And myself as a grand upline. Without us, he could not achieve this important milestone as a diamond in just 4 months. Y tiene que agradecer también su sponsor, Alessandro Sanierato y Davide Lombardi, que sería yo, porque sin nosotros él nunca podría lograr alcanzar este rango increíble de diamante en 4 meses.
Sì. E poi per quanto riguarda il prodotto, l'altra spinta me l'ha dato il mio amico Guido Piccinelli, che dopo 4 mesi che non faceva le scale, è salito le scale dopo 5 giorni, mi ha chiamato e ci siamo così messi a piangere.
And also another big motivation came from Guido Piccinelli. He's very friend of him, who could manage to walk again after right after 5 days. He was not able to walk on the stairs, and right after Numi, in just 5 days, he could go up in the stairs again. And they were both crying. Y también su amigo, su querido amigo, la experiencia de que pudo lograr subir de la escalera después de muchísimo tiempo, después de solamente 5 días, pudo de nuevo volver a subir por la escalera.
Amazing.
Yeah, incredibile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
E
Ok.
poi un'altra spinta me l'ha dato Verona e poi Barcellona.
Another big help came from Verona and Barcelona. He could attend the meetings, and then everything was a kind of history in the making. Y también lo pudo ayudar mucho el evento de Barcelona y el evento de Verona que hicimos en Italia, y esto lo ayudó mucho a impulsar con el negocio.
Comunque bisogna sempre ringraziare la base, perché è la base che ti porta alle qualifiche. Dobbiamo aiutare la base.
Anyway, we need to be very grateful and thankful with our base, with our customer base and partnership on the base level, because without them, we always need to help them, because they are the reason why we are ranking advancing. Y tenemos que agradecer a la base, a los clientes y a la gente que los nuevos que entran en el negocio, porque sin ellos nunca nosotros pudimos subir en los rangos.
Grazie
Okay.
Neumi.
Thank you, Numi. Gracias, Numi.
Grazie
Yeah.
Aaron. Grazie Aaron. Grazie
Thank you,
Steve.
Aaron.
Thank you, Ettore. Hey, again, so impressed and can't wait to spend more time with you as we continue to build this incredible company. So I appreciate you and all you do and your team's hard work.
Grazie, Ettore. Veramente lui si congratula con te per il tuo grande lavoro ed è molto contento ovviamente.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
Ben fatto.
Well, I appreciate everybody being here, and I want everybody to realize this is one of the most important calls that we can do, and you can see it and you can hear it by what Davide and Tori just talked about. It's the structure, it's the system, it's the placement, it's putting the hard work in, the effort, the energy, and doing all the things that are necessary for you to have success. And I'll tell you this, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you have incredible uplines, you want to use them because they have the background, they have the experience, they have the knowledge and the understanding, as well as some of the areas that can be pitfalls or some of the areas that can be traps or that can slow you down versus help speed you up. And so I really want to thank Davide and his team for the structure that they've developed as they've continued to put in new diamonds and see these new diamonds grow to double diamonds and see double diamonds growing to triple diamonds and crown and beyond, because that is the system that they've developed and created. And so many of you have the same type of system. You just may not have plugged into it correctly. But this call helps everybody because as we start off the month, we know that we all start at zero again. It's just the way that this crazy business works. And so you've got to be engaged and you've got to be willing to work with your upline, to work with your downline, to understand your teammates, understand what their goals are, understand what their targets are, and help them to achieve them because ultimately your commitment is a promise. And that promise is the same type of promise that they've given you that you've given them. And so, as a commitment, you can work together to achieve great things in life because ultimately, none of us will ever achieve greatness without helping bring a lot of other people with us to that greatness. And you see it in the way that teams are organized and they develop and they continue to praise each other and they share gratitude. They talk about the things that are the most important to them that are deep seated. What do they want to see their team achieve? What do they hope to accomplish? And how can we do it together? And that's what I love about this industry is that we can all do it together. And I've talked a lot. I keep talking about this because I think it's such an important aspect to talk about. But I've talked a lot about the community that we're developing. And so when I talk about your social capital in the old days, way, 100, 150 years ago, the social capital that we had was really built and developed in our community. And that community was small. And we only got about maybe 3 to 5 kilometers from our houses and our homes. And so our families were in a community, and the community had a bank, and the community had a church and the community had a center where people got together and restaurants where they knew your name and where people talked to each other and they had conversations and they were all working to help each other develop and grow and learn and understand. And then as time went on, the world got bigger, much bigger, because people realized a big world out there. But as it got more knowledge and more information and social media came about, the world started shrinking again. And so your world now, your social capital on the world stage is very, very big. It can be really, really large. You can really be out there with your name and your public persona and your personality. But that social capital is now living alive and well. And so the social capital that we feel today is specifically tied and engaged with the relationships that we're building around the world. And so those relationships are important because as we build them, especially on social media, whatever we may post today is something that somebody will look at maybe a day from now, maybe 10 days from now, maybe a year from now. And so when you're building your social capital, make sure that the social capital that you're building is something that you can be proud of and something that in a year from now, people can look back on and say, that's somebody that I want to emulate. That's somebody that I want to be a part of. And I want to be a part of that magnetism that they've created for their team because the relationships that you're building are really going back ages. They're not just most recent because those people are looking at what you did a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Who were you? And what type of person were you? What type of person were you building and becoming? as a result of your efforts and your energies in the world that you're building. And so again, when I talk about that, the biggest problem that a lot of people have in social capital, especially in social media, is that we become the most connected world ever, the most connected world. Esther Perel, a great author, great motivator, great psychotherapist, she says that we have become the most disconnected community and disconnected group of people in history because we're only connected to our phones. We're only connected to the information that we see on our phones. And so those screens are telling us how we should feel. Those screens are telling us what our marriage should look like. Those screens are telling us what our vacation should look like. Those screens are telling us what our food preparation should look like at the restaurant that we're going to. And pretty soon, none of us can be satisfied with the information that we're actually seeing and what we're actually getting in reality. You know, that food that we're served doesn't look like the picture that they showed on Instagram. Well, I'm unhappy because it doesn't look like that. That's the type of world that we're creating. So when we want joy, when we want fulfillment, what I'm telling people is come back together as a community, celebrate together, celebrate your successes, celebrate your relationships, celebrate the opportunity to help somebody achieve success. Now, I'm going to go through quickly the 5 steps to success because I think it's an important model to lean into to really help you understand where we're going in the future and how we can get there. This call that we do and I can't remember, Sergio, I think it's the second Wednesday of every month, and I'm 99% sure it is. But the second Wednesday call that we do is an onboarding call. And every new person that you have in your organization should be invited to this call. We've had a lot of growth over the last number of months. And as a result, you want to bring these people to this call. The information that Davide and Ettore just shared is information that I, as a new person, would love to know. I would love to be able to receive that detail and understand the systems that Davide is creating and developing for his team to plug into so that they have the opportunity for great success. And those rewards will come over time. What I want everybody to recognize is I see incredible leadership on this call. So I know that our leaders are getting on this call. So I'm going to try to figure out how I can share, and I think I have to do share sound and optimize. Okay, and then I'm going to hit that. And I think this should give me the ability. Let me see if I don't know why it's asking me to do a new password. So there we go. Okay, this is exciting. So what I really want everybody to think about, and I'm gonna move through this very quickly. What I really want people to think about is that we have these 5 steps to success, and the 5 steps to success are really giving you a basic roadmap. Now, with your leadership, you have the incredible leadership to give you knowledge, to give you understanding, to give you wisdom, information that they've learned and been able to understand over time. So you want to lean into those people, but give yourself the ability to start working on putting your roadmap together for yourself, because ultimately that's where you want to be. And so I always ask in the start of every presentation that I do, especially when it comes to training and more of the business development side, who in here is in business? And I always ask people that because I want to know out of the show of hands, who's here for the product? Maybe the hand goes down when it comes to the business. So when you really know who's here for the business, it gives you the ability to understand that that is your relationship. And so all you have to really do is get to a point where you understand when the hands go up, those are the people that you really want to focus on to be able to help them understand. Start treating this business like a business. And I can promise you this, as you treat it like a business, you'll be able to find your way to create this roadmap to success. And again, here's what I want everybody to realize. Business is a big term. But the reason that I call it a business is that if you're in it to start making money, you want to figure out how you can start making money. How do I start growing my organization? How do I start building my business? How do I start putting together the right type of relationships that can help me in this business? And so ultimately, as I start going through it, I want to understand the first concept is return on investment. Now, here's an interesting point. Not everybody's going to have time for a full-time business. Not everybody's going to have time for a part-time business. Some people will only have time to dabble in it and here and there talk to people. But the reason that I tell you this is that all of these business pieces, especially return on investment, is a real simple process and a real simple concept. When I invest in something, I've invested a dollar, let's say, into something. How do I get that dollar back? And that's your return on your investment. So when you're starting to talk about becoming profitable in your business, you're really talking about how do I bring in the first four people to match up with our welcome bonus that gives you the ability to get that 25% back that will add up to the amount that you came in at. So if everybody came in at 100 points, let's say you came in at 100 euros, as a result of that, you would end up needing to bring in four people at that same amount. So let's look at the real simple math and how it works. Again, you've come in at $100. Now you've got to bring in those four individuals to match up with your, again, investment to come back to you. So each one of those individuals that you brought into the business now brings you to the 4 times the 100 equals times the 25%, your $100 returned on your investment. That return on investment now makes you whole again. So even though you've invested, your first goal is to get that money back because again, you start at zero. Now you're even. Now you start working on your income and your increase in income. So as you work on that, what's the next step to get you there? Well, the next easy step to get you there is to recognize that we want to teach you how to get your product for free. Now you're investing into a business. We get that. That's easy. But as you're investing into the business, your investment is your monthly qualification to get commissions. So you're starting to invest into your business anyways. You're starting to go out and work on bringing in new people and starting to build your organization. Well, how do we get your product for free so that your monthly cost of your qualification is always covered? And I've always said, if I can do this one thing, if I can show everybody how to get their product for free, never pay for product again, I've done my job because that's ultimately my goal. My goal is to get you earning just enough to get your product for free so you never have to pay for it again. But we all recognize that that's not your only goal. Your goal wants to be to continue to grow and set your targets up and start working towards those next opportunities to get to those next levels. And that's really where you start to get into your relationship with the information that you have at your fingertips, feeding that information to the newest people that you're bringing into the business so that they understand where to find the knowledge, where to find the understanding. And NeumiBusiness.com gives you a lot of information that you can go find that'll take you through a process of helping you with your personalities. It will help you with your some of the details behind your vision mapping. It'll also help you with goal setting. It'll also give you an idea of how to get to that first $500 that we'll talk about today. It's real simple. All of it is based in there. And again, giving yourself the ability to get to that first $100, that's our goal with you as well. So as you come into the business, you've started building out your organization. Remember, you've already brought in your first 3 people. Your first 4 people are already in the business. Now you're starting to work on getting your power of 3. And here's what I want you to think about. You'll always hear us talking about the 3 R's in the industry. And the 3 R's in this business, in this industry, are recruiting. You always want to be working with new people. You always want to be bringing new people into the business, exposing them to the opportunity, exposing them to the products, giving them the chance to get involved and engaged with what we're doing here. And then the second thing that you always want to be thinking about is the second R, which is retention. Once they've come into the business, helping them retain, helping them stay active, helping them with confidence and building up their strengths and their courage so they can feel good about what they're doing in the Neumi business. And then the third one is rank. And rank, in my opinion, our latest enhancement to the plan, getting that rank advancement bonus is one of the most important things, I believe, because it gives you a reason to run to those ranks as your next targets. And giving yourself that ability to run towards those next ranks is really utilizing the same thing because you're duplicating your system to teach people those same systems so that they can get to that level of success as well. So again, you've got your first 3 people, those add up into your power of 3 bonus. Now you've got your unilevel commissions as well. So you're at $50 on your power of 3. You've got your 4th person, you're now at another $28. So a total of $78. But here's what happens. You're starting to duplicate, the systems, teaching your people what they need to do in order for them to have success. By doing so, and by helping them bring in their first 3 people, again, that other individual brought in their first 2 people, the other individual brought in his first person. As a result, what do we have? We've now got another $42 in unilevel commissions that's starting to come in. That's a total of $120 that's coming into your organization as commissions every single month that you can rely on as you continue to build your group. Your structure has to continue to increase. Your organization has to continue to have a good foundation. And once that starts happening, things will start magically working for you, and you'll see that you're covering the cost of your product every month. But your goals now and your targets start to line up. And as your goals and your targets start to line up, you recognize, what is it that I want to accomplish with my team? Well, my recommendation is set a goal of $500. It's an easy goal to work towards. Now, guess what? That's not your end goal. It's interesting. One of the things that we've talked about a lot, and there's a great analogy that our executive assistant and our events person, Rachel, had talked to me about not too long ago. But we were talking about the fact that people limit themselves. They can't seem to get outside of this limit that they've set for themselves. And as a result, when they can't get above it, they start to think, well, that's the ceiling. That's as far as I can go. So they train themselves to only go this high. What she talked about was this great experiment that they did years and years ago with fleas and the bugs, the little flea bugs. I don't know if this is a good terminology around the world, but these little fleas, if they trap them in a jar, the fleas would only fly between the size of that jar. So the ceiling was as high as they would go, and of course the ground would be as low as they would go. And they would fly in this pattern over and over and over again. Well, when they take them out of the jar and they pour them out, the fleas continue to only go this high. Why? Because they've trained themselves and they've conditioned themselves that this is as high as they can go. In our business, in this industry, and especially in Neumi, there is no ceiling. You can see it. There's nothing above my hand here. You can go as high as you want to go, but set some targets and goals so that you can work towards meaningful specifics on your targets. Meaning, how do I get to my first 500? Well, let's start talking about what that looks like, because ultimately reaching your first $500 in your commissions starts to change your lifestyle. And Tony Robbins talked about it years and years ago. He said a lifestyle change for the average family, for the average home family unit that has income coming in, the average lifestyle change will happen at $500. Why is that? Because now I have opportunities to see that some of the things that I'm working with, some of those things that I've been doing on a daily basis are only getting me to here. But if all of a sudden you've got an extra $500 coming into your household income, adding to your budget every month, what does that look like for you as you continue to see that? I can tell you what it looks like. It means that you can maybe go on a holiday somewhere. It means that you can maybe eat at a nicer restaurant with your wife or your husband or your significant other. It means that maybe your children have new shoes for school, or you're able to pay your utilities, or you're able to drive your car more often because you have enough petrol to be able to get to those destinations that you're looking for. Again, what does that lifestyle change look for you? It's different for everybody. Everybody has different needs, but those specific needs are the things that will drive you. So as you continue to work on your duplication, now you've got your organization starting to really develop. Your front line has grown. You've now got into, guess what? Your second power of 3. So you've got 6 people on your first level, or that you've ultimately, again, that you've brought in yourself. What that looks like as it continues to build out is that it gives you the opportunity to start to build up in your organization's commissions. Well, guess what that means is that now you're starting to build towards your organizational structure. You're starting to see duplication. Your people are starting to break into, again, this foundational system that you're preparing them for, so that they know exactly what they need to do on a daily basis to get to those numbers that will allow them to start to get to over that $500 amount. And by doing so every single month, and by keeping, again, that retention, you've brought in your new people. You've taught your new people to bring in their new people. That's duplication. That's recruiting. Now you want to teach retention. That plays into the power of three. You've got your people set. They're foundationally set now. That $100 is coming in plus the 7%, plus the duplication methods that you're creating and developing for your people. Now, all of a sudden, what does that start to look like? Well, your organization starts to build out. And as you start to place your people in your organization, your personally sponsored individuals will now allow you to start getting to points where you never thought possible, because now all of a sudden you've got your ultimate organization structure is giving you about 516 US dollars. Think about what that number means to you and your household. Think about what the lifestyle change could mean as you start to build and develop your team's organization. And as they see it, every single person in your organization, in your group, pushing for that return on investment, pushing for that product for free, and then pushing for this $500 lifestyle change, you're going to see your whole organization blossom, and it will start to develop and grow. And as it starts to grow, foundationally, you're starting to identify your leadership teams. You're starting to see the areas that you can help them get to that next level, because ultimately those rank targets that you're teaching them how to get to, that gives them the opportunity to start to see that they can climb that ladder, if you will, this industry ladder. But climbing up the rank ladder gives them the opportunity to see how they can get to those new targets with purpose. And that purpose is what drives passion. That purpose is what gets you through some of those difficult times that may seem a little bit more tough to get through, maybe bigger obstacles, maybe more frustrations. But guess what happens? Now all of a sudden you're able to get to those next steps and grow and pursue with people that have that same purpose. That's going to give you the opportunity to get to those growth ranks. Well, now all of a sudden you've got these opportunities that are now presenting themselves, just like this month, where when you get to the 1-star rank, you've got a $500 bonus. Think about what that means to you and your family. Think about what that means to, again, your household budget. What about a 2-star? Getting to there hits $1,000. And then 3-star, $2,000, and diamond to $5,000. Now, what it says on the side is your requirement to get there. You've got to hit it one time as a 1-star, and then 2 times as a 2-star, 3-star, and diamond. Just hitting that rank twice will get you to those rank advancement bonuses. Now, the beauty of that is that it really gives you the opportunity to see a chance to really see growth within your group and your organization. Once that starts to happen, your team solidifies. And as your team solidifies, the community is strengthened because you're starting to see people have belief events. Those belief events are really what create that momentum inertia that needs to happen for your team to continue to grow up. And again, I'll tell you this story. When I was in, the reason that I mentioned earlier that I took a nice holiday with my family is that I had been all over the world this year already. I've been to Asia once, been to Europe 3 times, and then different local domestic type travels. And so I've been on the road a lot. But what that really means is that I've seen many of you. I've been able to be a part of your organization's growth. I've been able to be a part of some of the first meetings that you guys have done, whether it was in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, in Poland, different parts of time, different elements. But getting into Italy, we really saw when I was in Bologna, I had a lot of people in Bologna that were excited, that the energy was off the charts. They were ready to start building and growing, but they needed a good leader and they needed a system. And that's really where Davide and his team came in, is that they built that system and they started architecting where they were going to be. And then now fast forward, the next meeting that Steve and I went to in May was in Verona. So we went from about 250 people to about 650 people in Verona. The energy at that event was off the charts. It was absolutely amazing. But you started to see their organization hitting their targets. And so seeing all of these people walk across the stage for senior members, walk across the stage for 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, that's what you want to see in your groups. And that's what you want to encourage as you're recruiting new people, bringing them into the business, helping them retain, and giving them the opportunity to rank advance. You'll see your organization continue to blossom and really build. And that takes you to your personal goals, because ultimately we all have our personal income goals. And I want you to think about this. What are my goals? What do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to see my business in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, in 1 year, in 5 years? Where do I want to go with this company? What do I want to see my team achieve? What do I want to see my group's organizational volume grow to in 1 month? What do I want to see in 2 months and 3 months and on? Because as we continue to set out our plans and develop our structure and really get to know where we're going as we continue to build, we understand our forecasting a little bit better as well. So it gives us the ability to start managing our business like a, then it becomes very personal to us. So our personal income goals are what will drive us. It's what really drives us every day. So what do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to go with my business? What are my income goals and objectives? And then when you set those out, the one thing that I want to tell you is that you want to go back to the people that brought you into the business or the person that brought you into the business, and you want to share that income goal. If you say, I want to make $10,000 a month, you want to share that with the person that you are working with that's made the commitment to you, that you've made the commitment to them. That promise that you've given, that again, you'll do everything you can and you'll work hard and you'll put your time, effort, and energy into building as best and as fast as you possibly can with the right integrity and the right attitude, you'll have great success. But you've got to let the person know that made the promise to you to help you what your goal is so that they can become your accountability coach, so they can help you achieve your goals, and so that they can celebrate your wins and your successes. But again, course correct you when you're getting off course a little bit, because ultimately we all need somebody to help us with managing our day. We need somebody to give us a little bit of direction at times. But again, as we continue to grow, guess what? You'll now then be developing your leaders. And there's nothing better that as you start to grow in your growth in your organization, is that you start to be that person that people are leaning on above them to help them achieve their goals. Isn't that amazing? That over the course of time, you get to become that accountability coach. Now, you may not think it today. You may not feel like that you're there right now today. But guess what? I can't wait to see where you're at in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, a year from now. And I've seen so many people in this industry over the years and years that I've been in this industry. I've seen so many people achieve great success, and I've been a part of it. I've been able to watch it and celebrate it with them and call them and give them the accolades and the encouragement to continue on because they've had such great opportunities with the people that they work with every day. So I really want you to think about what is it that we can do every single day to help our people achieve their goals, define their numbers, and really start to work on the areas that they can progress and feel confident that they have the support from the individuals around them, that they know who they can rely on, and that they go out and do their job. Because again, ultimately, it comes down to hard work. I always tell people this is not a sprint, folks. Absolutely not. This is a long-term strategy. This is something that you put days, weeks, months, years into doing. It's not something that's going to just immediately manifest itself. What has to happen is that even if you're manifesting, you still have to go out and do the work. You still have to be willing to put the energy and the resources together in order for you to get there. And so again, make sure that you're doing everything you can on a daily basis to map out what your goals are, what your targets are, and what your desires are as you continue to build this company, this business, and this ultimately your dreams and the desires that you have for you and those people that rely on you every single day. And it may just be you, but guess what? How would it be to just change your life and change somebody else's life while you're doing it? There's nothing more gratifying. There's nothing more rewarding. And a lot of people don't realize that as you do it together, you're starting to see people that are all of a sudden starting to build belief, and they're starting to feel confident that they can do it together, and they're starting to see that their product's being covered and that they're not having to pay for product every month. And then pretty soon they're seeing this lifestyle change, and that lifestyle change feels good. And they're seeing that they can maybe go to the next level. What is it? What's above that? What else can I do to achieve greater levels of success? Because now my belief is strong, and strengthening that belief is the factor that will drive somebody up above, again, where that ceiling was that they thought they were hitting. There's no ceiling. Break it open and let them achieve, again, whatever they want to achieve. They will hit those targets by working every single day to climb up that rank ladder, and then ultimately getting them to their personal goals. Because again, their goals, their personal goals are specific to them, what they need to accomplish, what they see as their target up there. That's the goal that they want to work for. But again, remember, put those meaningful specifics in place so that you can work on day in and day out the day-to-day activities that need to happen for you to get to that ultimate goal. It doesn't just happen tomorrow, folks. It happens over time. So make sure that you're willing to make the commitment to time, and over time, you'll continue to see great success. So again, I can't wait to celebrate your wins with you. I can't wait to celebrate your targets and your goals and your opportunities for success. I'm there for you. We are here as a company for you. So let's continue to work together, to build together, to develop together. And as we do, we'll make everybody stronger. We'll make everybody more confident, and we'll give everybody that belief that they need to know that they're in a community that supports them and has wrapped their arms around them to embrace them into this community. And so with that, Sergio, I'll turn it back to you.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. That was a great presentation here with the 5 steps to success. I'm glad we're on this new trend. It's become a good opportunity for us to really take everyone where we need to go on the next level. And it's nice that part of that consistency ties in with what we've been talking about so much, which is that that wheel, right? That wheel that automatically will let us know what we need to work on. That cadence that we will have here at Neumi. Now we're seeing the fruits of what we planted almost 2 years ago. So it's been great. Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us just a day fresh back from your trip. And it's really a pleasure to have our own CEO cover this onboarding session. And that's how important it is. And that's what we see as the importance that comes behind to all of you that are joining the company and those that are already part of the company to be part of every second Wednesday of the month. So thanks again, Aaron. Now we have the opportunity to hear from our co-founder. He's currently traveling at the moment, but he was kind enough to pre-record some videos here for us. And I really appreciate Ryan because he has a special energy when it comes to explaining certain elements, especially with the comp plan, with the new enhancements. We have some promotions going on right now, as you know, so this is definitely the month to rank advance, to continue taking advantage of the Power 3 transition and everything that we're preparing for. So I'm going to invite Ryan here virtually from the pre-recording we have, and I will share with you some things here with him. So thank you very much, and here is our good friend, Ryan. Give me one moment as I do go back to the file. Sometimes this is a little bit tricky, but I need to make sure we have the sound so that it's perfect. And here is our good friend Ryan. So welcome everybody, and thanks for being with us here on this call.
Welcome, Neumi members, and welcome to all of our newcomers. If this is your first time joining us today, we're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're starting your Neumi journey, and we hope we can, give you some good information today that will help you kick off your Neumi business and unlock financial freedom and unlock your health and all the potential that you have. So, welcome. We're excited to have you. Today, I kind of wanted to go over for a few minutes the compensation plan, also kind of what promos we have going on this month. So this is an exciting month to join, an exciting month to be part of Neumi. So we have what's called the Rank Accelerator bonus. And normally when you rank advance with Neumi, you get a 10% or you get 10% of the rank volume. So if a 1-star generates 5,000 volume, you would get $500. If a 2-star generates 10,000 volume, you'd get $1,000, and so on and so on. But we increased that by 50%. So if you hit 1-star this month, you'll earn $750. If you hit 2-star, you'll earn even more. So it's a very exciting bonus. Everyone's running with it. We're seeing lots of growth, lots of excitement with this promotion. So good time to join. And then if you've been with us for a while, you'll know that we're running that Power of 3 in combination with our current Power of 3. So we will be paying out whichever one is higher. If you're just joining us for the first time, that doesn't really apply to you. So don't worry about it. Just get out there, find your first 3 people, recruit them, get them on the product, and start changing lives. And you'll watch your business grow no matter what. So That's what we have. Super exciting. And then this past week, we created a tool. It's what I love about our compensation plan is that it's extremely simple. It's extremely explainable. It's transparent and it is generous. So we pay out 53% on average from month to month, which is the highest in the entire industry. And it's because we want to invest in you guys. It's because we know that, you know, we manufacture our product in house. So we keep costs pretty low. We're not exuberant with our spending. And because of that, we're able to invest a lot into our field. And that was the mission from when we first started this company. We knew we wanted to be the highest paying company out there, and we knew we had the resources to do it. And we knew if we, you know, stayed in control with our spending and didn't buy, you know, the giant gold building and spend all our money on appearance and reinvested into our people, we knew that that's how we would change the most lives. And so that's what we've done. And we created a tool that explains our entire compensation plan in under 10 minutes. And so we're going to watch that video real quick so you can see if this is your first time, how our compensation plan works. And if you're, you know, coming every week, this is a great tool that you can use and share with newcomers. So with that, I'll have Sergio play the video. Thanks, guys. Neumi Nation, this is Ryan Scott, co-founder and vice president over at Neumi, and today I'm going to walk you through our very simple, very generous compensation plan. But before we get started, a little income disclosure statement. The income figures referenced in this presentation are for illustrative purposes only and do not guarantee or predict individual results. Neumi's compensation plan rewards active building and consistent effort, and actual earnings vary significantly based on individual activity, time committed, team size, market conditions, and other factors. So, diving into this compensation plan, there are a few things that I really love and that set Neumi apart. The first thing is our dollar for dollar volume. Other companies, actually all other companies, if you were to place a $100 order, their volume that's associated with that order is different than that $100. It'd be like 80 volume or 85 volume or 70 volume. So it always requires you to do tricky math, or it looks like they're paying out more than they are. We wanted to be simple and transparent. So for every percentage you see in this presentation, if you see 7% or 25% or 40%, that actually means 40% of every dollar earned will go back into your pocket. So we're really proud of that. And then the other thing is that we pay out 53%. That's way more than the industry average. The industry average is around 35% payout. We pay out 53, and you might be wondering, how is that possible? Well, we manufacture our own product in-house, and that allows us to keep costs down, and we keep spending to a minimum. We have a modest office in Salt Lake City, Utah, and you know, we hire only the essential employees, and we're very conservative with our spending because we know our biggest return on investment is investing in you guys, investing in the field. So we try to put as much money back into your pockets as possible. And that 53% doesn't even include our promotional bonuses or our incentive travel. We have diamond retreats every year. We have achieve trips every year. So that's not even included in that 53%. So we are a very high paying company. Now, there are 3 ways to earn in this business, and 3 ways to build substantial, secure income. And that's by focusing on rank, recruit, and retention. The 3 R's of network marketing. And we decided to build a plan that focused and balanced out each 3 of these areas to help you earn a predictable, dependable income. So the first bonus is under the recruit category. This is our welcome bonus for customers and new sponsors. So anytime you sponsor a new member, you will get paid this bonus, and anytime you have a retail customer who's purchasing under you, you will receive the same bonus. So it's very simple. 25% goes directly to you when you sign up someone, or when you sign up a customer and they order under you, and then 3% gets paid out up 6 levels. So 3%, 3%, 3%. So if they ordered $100 Everyone above you up 6 levels would get $3 and you would get $25. Very simple. It pays out 43% on that bonus alone. The recruiting bonus, the second recruiting bonus we have, is a very, very awesome, simple bonus. This is like getting onto first base in baseball, right? If you get onto first base, you're going to win baseball games. So this is the first thing that we want people to focus on, and that's finding 3 people, enrolling 3 members, and keeping them active. So on their second month and beyond, if they continue to order, you will receive $50 every time those 3 people order. Now, if you find 6 people and they continue to order, you'll get $100 every month. And if you find 9, you will get $250 every time those members who you personally enrolled are reordering. And probably the best thing you could do for your business is drill this into your team, that it's so important and so vital that everyone strives towards that first $50 bonus and constantly strives to maintain that $50 income coming in. Because if you do that, people will stay active, people will stay in the business, and your business will continue to grow. So that is a very important bonus to get started. This compensation plan is like a stepping ladder. So the next is rank advancement bonus. Like I said, it's like a ladder. So when you hit 1 star, you get a $500 one-time bonus. When you hit 2 star, you get $1,000. When you hit 3 star, you get $2,000, and when you hit diamond, you get $5,000. So this is stackable. So if you were to hit diamond 2 times, you'd get $500, $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000. So $8,500 in bonuses available through the rank advancement bonuses. Now it does have a 6-month window, so you have to hit diamond 2 times within a rolling 6-month period. And same with 3 star, same with 2 star. However, the 1 stars, you only have to hit 1 time. Why is that? It's because they are the building block of this company. They are so important. We want everyone to strive to hit that 1 star, because that is when they will get, healthy income, and they'll get that $500, and your business will continue to grow as long as you have 1 stars in your business. So when you hit 1 star that first time, you get a $500 bonus. Next, under the rank category, we have the leadership pool. And the way the leadership pool is, we take 4% of our monthly orders and we put them into the leadership pool. So if you were to be a triple diamond, you would have 1% of the triple diamond share. You would have a share of the double diamond pool and a share of the diamond pool. So those accumulate, and those can be very, very generous and substantial income when you start participating in these pools. So this is to help our leaders. And this is probably the best part of our compensation plan. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but this is where the bulk of the pay goes. We have such a generous compensation plan, and our unit level is the most generous part of the compensation plan. So other companies, they'll only pay out, 1 level when you first start out, and then as you get new ranks, you get paid 2 levels and 3 levels. But at Neumi, all ranks receive 3 levels of pay right off the bat, which is totally different, totally sets us apart from the industry. Senior members get 4 levels, 1 stars get 5 levels, 2 stars get 6 levels, and 3 stars and above get 7 levels of payout. So it's a very generous, very rewarding part of our compensation plan. This is where the bulk of the pay goes every month. And then another way that we like to retain and help our leaders focus on driving depth is through our infinity bonus. So you might be asking, why do you guys pay out diamonds through presidents this amount? And it's to encourage your top leaders to work beyond the 8th level. You saw in the unit level compensation plan, in the unit level part of the plan, it only goes to level 7. Well, we want to incentivize our top builders to continue working with and driving depth beyond that 7th level. So what we do is we pay a small percentage of income from levels 8 and beyond. So for diamond, it's 0.5%, and double diamond is 1%. All the way to president, it hits 3%. and you'll see this cap number. That means that once their volume and their income hits a certain number, for example, diamond, it's 2,500. So once a diamond is earning $2,500 from this bonus alone, they then have to hit double diamond to earn more, to unlock a new cap. So that's how this bonus works, and this is a great bonus for everyone because you'll have crowns working with you. You'll have triple and double diamonds working with you, even if you're beyond their 7 levels of organization. They want to help you grow. Now, going into our qualification rules, it's very simple. You qualify with 100 PV. That can be through your personal order, or it can be through a customer. If you have a personally sponsored customer, their volume can count towards your commission's active status. For example, if you have a customer who orders 50 volume and you order 50 volume, you would be active. Or if you have a customer who orders 100 volume, you would be personally active. However, we see that the people who grow their business are always ordering our products because it's impossible to sell and promote our products if you don't really have a testimony of them. You want to have that testimony of our products, and so 99.9% of builders, they are ordering their own products. But if you run into a tough month and you need someone to help qualify you, no problem. You can have a customer qualify you so you can continue earning commissions. And then finally, here's the rank requirements for our compensation plan. Like I said, it's very simple. We don't try to trick anyone. There's that $100 monthly requirement. And then the QV requirement, that's just the volume in your team. That includes personal orders. That includes everyone in your downline, whether it's 7 levels and beyond. So for senior member, that's $1,500. For 1-star, it's $5,000. $10,000 for 2-star, $20,000. Now, when you start to get to 3-star and diamond, you start to have a leg requirement, which is you need 1 star in any of your legs. So for 3-star, you need 2 1-star legs. It doesn't have to be someone that you've personally enrolled. It can be anyone in your downline that's a 1-star. And so that's the leg requirements, and you'll see that they advance as you go through the system. So we have a very, very generous compensation plan. And it's very simple. The purpose was to be so simple that it can be explained in 5 minutes like I just did, and hopefully not have too many questions, and so you can go out there and build. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you soon.
Well, there you have it. Thank you very much for joining us today. Congratulations, Satori, and congratulations to Cristal, who we'll get to hear from next week at the beginning of Members Night. Thank you for joining us. And this wonderful tool that Ryan has created for all of you is available on YouTube. If you would like to download that video to be familiar with the enhancements and an overview of the comp plan in 10 minutes, it is now available for you directly on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week, and have a great day, everybody.
Alrighty, just a reminder, we are looking for more testimonials with the new product, guys. So you go to Neumi New You, that's the official Facebook group. And if you submit your testimonials there, we may take them out and then turn them into templated versions with all the new look and feel, which keeps them all corporate looking, which is fantastic. So straight after this, we would love it if you would actually send that through to Neumi New You. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.